Today we are going to be drawing birdsong, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek into my wild journal. So this is one that I did last year. This is a picture of dusk birdsong. Yeah, around I think it's 30th of April. There we go. So dusk and dawn are usually the best best times to listen to birdsong and to hear birdsong, because the air is a little cooler, and therefore the birdsong, the molecules are dense and more densely packed together, and the birdsong travels through further. Here's another birdsong drawing with different colours representing different bird songs. You can tell it's raining a bit there. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Here's a red kite call. I just was drawing on its own to get used to that sound. This practice is a really beautiful way to really embody the bird song in your area. So rather than just listening to it, thinking that's a lovely background sound, when you start to draw it, you're using your whole body to remember that song. So I will show you a little bit how we do that and how you build it up to create a picture. Ideally, I would have done this outside, but it's really windy today. So I can't actually hear any birds out there. I think they're all hiding. If you'd be able to let me know that if you can hear me or not, just give me a thumbs up or something in the chat. That would be amazing. And if you have any questions whilst I do this practice, then please just ask away. I'm hoping you can hear me. Great. So I am going to use, instead of birdsong outside, I'm going to use birdsong played on my computer, my laptop, which is right next to me. Now, my being outside, you would get a whole nother dimension of space. So the sound of different birds would be coming from different places, which I obviously don't have playing it just from my computer. So bear that in mind. But I'm going to do a really common sound to start off with with this warm up. What do you think? So you can try this too. Just choose a bird that you know is in your local area and start drawing it. There's no way to do this wrong. Hopefully you can see that. So those are the marks that I'm making. So just enjoy it and have fun with making the marks. So next, what you might want to do is then layer it in different colours, so for different birds. So I'm going to now put on the birdsong radio, which is an RSPB radio program. I'm listening to it on Spotify. I keep meaning to change off Spotify, but I haven't managed that at the moment. And it takes a while for it to come in, but you will hear the birdsong, the wood pigeon call in that. So you might see me starting to make marks with that. If you were outside doing this, you might have the wood pigeon call coming from over here, the I don't know, crow coming from over there, and you would be able to then kind of depict that on your page. So you'd put the wood pigeon more towards your right hand side and the crow more up here, and if there are any birdsong behind you, you might put them at the bottom, and it creates a sort of map of the sound around you. Obviously, with it all just coming out of my computer speakers, all coming from one direction, so I don't quite have that this time. But just so you know, if you're outside and practicing this now, I would really recommend doing that. So this is the birdsong radio. I'm going to put the mic a little closer. I don't know if you can hear it enough or not. There's a cuckoo there, which is very unusual these days. Loads of different sounds there. So I'm going to get my paints out this time. You can use, keep knocking it, sorry. You can use paints, or you can use different colour pencils. And ink as well is lovely to use. Here, crow there. Can hear the wood pigeon. Ah, I might do that down here. And there's a robin, I think, doing lots of little chirpy sounds. There's something that went up and down there. A little great tip, maybe. Don't know what that one is. It's like one that going. That one. There's a wood pigeon again. What's that screeching one? That's starling. There's so much going on. Sounds like a little chiff chaff there. Little chaffinch, I think that was. That's the chaffinch. It's got a little splurge at the end of it. So you can see, you can start to build up a picture of the birdsong around you. It's just such a lovely way to really tune into all the different voices, and you create a picture of the soundscape, of your soundscape. And it really brings to life this wall of sound or this beautiful wall of sound, obviously, that maybe is a background to your life, into a whole symphony of colour and different voices, all with their own, like each bird with its own life, each bird with its own message that it's putting out there, all interacting. It's really beautiful. Oh, cuckoo. Can you hear the cuckoo? I don't know if you can hear it much on the mic's picking it up. That's right, cuckoo. I like to layer them all on top of each other. Other people put them in little grids, so there's different places for each one. There's really no right or wrong way of doing it. So the next layer you might want to do is to then add in, like I have done here, a wash of colour in the background, and then do the marks on top of that and see how they change. You can see here the water's obviously made rivulets in with the paint. And I like this, the way this looks. It's based on some artwork by another artist called Emma something. I will put the links in the show notes. And she did these beautiful drawings of birdsong during lockdown, using this kind of technique with them all layered on top of each other to create these beautiful paintings, these beautiful drawings. So I really hope you'll give it a go and head outside. Even if you just do it for 5 minutes, you'll notice a really big difference in the way that you perceive the birdsong. Before you start drawing, I'd really welcome you just to pause, take a breath, maybe put your palms out, ready to listen, listening posture. Take some breaths before tuning in and drawing. The other thing I wanted to share with you was a sneak peek into my wild journal. So wild journaling is something that I've made up. It's like nature journaling, but instead of trying to create accurate pictures of what you see out in nature, the idea is to make marks with nature, which is exactly what we've done with these birdsong drawings. And if you've been joining along, please send me the ones that you've been doing. I'd love to see them. Even if you're watching on the replay, I'd love to see what you've created. And what I find with this wild journaling, the wild journaling practice, is that it embeds me much more into the moment. So I'm less concerned with how accurate the drawings I'm doing are. I'm more trying to capture the feeling of what it's like in that moment, being in that space in that moment. And this is what I encourage everyone in my year-long program, Rewild Your Soul, to keep as much as possible. Sometimes life happens and is not possible. But even if you just did 5 drawings or 5 entries in a year, you will still have this beautiful, like a book of enchantments that can portal you back to that moment, that time, that feeling that you had when you're in that place with your journal. So I wanted to give you a little sneak peek. This is one from the last 2 years, and I've got a more recent one I can show you as well, as to what we do in the journal. So you can get a bit of an idea of what it's like being part of Rewild Your Soul, because it's open for enrollment right now until the 18th of March. And I thought it'd be really beautiful to show you the kind of work that we do there. So this is the first page where I always encourage you to stick something in nature on the first page so it doesn't feel quite so overwhelming. At the start of the year, we all write how we would like our days to be 1 year from the time we started. And then we go through the forest adventure, which is all about mycorrhizal networks under the earth. Whether you have a forest near you or not, you can take part if you have trees near you. And this is a selection of pressings from my local forest floor. We do some mud painting. I've got some better ones to show you soon. This is me again trying to draw the sounds of the forest. And at the end of each session, each adventure, so there's 4 seasonal adventures within Rewild Your Soul, we do some reflections. So I have got lots of writing in here too. And at the start, we do a gift to yourself contracts. This is for the dreaming adventure, the dream adventure last year, where we set an intention of what we want to do during that adventure, what we'd like to feel, what we'd like to explore. This is a tea and wonder exercise where each night I get everyone to go outside and just have a notice and look up at the stars and record it in their journals. Again, this is a hedgerow where we're just about to start this nest adventure, which is all about nesting birds, a spring adventure, painting with high grape hyacinth. And in this next upcoming adventure, which will start on the 20th of March, once everyone's enrolled, we explore the hidden world of birds' nests in the tangled hedgerow. So this is me trying to get to know the blue tit sounds. So there's a song and there's the call. The call is sort of a warning signal, and me practicing it here, so that when it came to actually doing our dusk chorus workshop, which is where we use this exercise, this birdsong drawing exercise, to map our local birdsong, I could recognise the blue tit song and the skylark sounds as well. I was getting to skylarks. So here's a picture of all of the birdsong on that night that we did that exercise. Again, mapping the plants in the hedgerow that I was getting to know during the adventure. Here's doing some drawing with bumblebees. So this is the flight of a bumblebee through the poppies. Because in the summer we start to get to know the meadows and consider joy and what it means to be a good ancestor. And this is me in the meadow doing drawings of my breath with the grasses. Exploring the oxeye daisy, doing prints with the daisy. So hopefully you get to see a little bit. This is me exploring spiders' webs in the autumn again. So that's the full year. We've come round again to the autumn. Making blackberry drawings. So hopefully you can start to see the kind of work that we do in Rewild Your Soul. And it's messy and it's not always perfect. And there are bits missing in my journal. This is me studying the forest floor, the following December 2024. So that's when we did the root adventure under the ancient forest again in the autumn, studying the forest floor. But it's very tactile, everything. Getting to know the crow, trying to chart its flight, its call. Sorry, the rook. Painting with birch, getting to know lichen colours. Again, reflections and Each year we write a letter to the moon after our dream adventure that I will then send you 6 months later. And here we are back round to spring again, where I got to know the wren birdsong, which is such a little scribbly song as it rummages through the undergrowth. And these are the drawings I showed you before of the red kite and the birdsong. Getting to know the song thrush nest, again drawing with mud there because it lines its nest with mud. Buttercup ink, making ink with buttercups again. We're here in the meadow, back in the summer again, into the meadow. Lots of pressings, lots of drawing with plants, trying to capture the clouds, the summer clouds, the movement of them. Again, reflections from the adventure. And that was 2 years of Rewild Your Soul where I quickly flick through. And I want to show you as well the one that journal I'm working on at the moment. So this is a new one. And we start again with the front page and thinking about how I want my days to be in the year ahead at the start of this last intake and in the autumn of the Rewild Your Soul experience. Gift to myself contract, thinking what I'd like to feel, how I'd like to do this route adventure that we do in the autumn, supported, grounded clarity, acknowledging that we can never quite predict what will happen next. Give myself time to discover, create, and share. I commit to writing this wild journal, and I feel called to explore and experience my relationship with the wild on the page. When I do this, my life feels alive and full and nourished. I trust the ground will show me the way. Doing some colour maps of the autumn garden. We explore our roots and our root values. So mine are about love and compassion, wild awe. Another set on adventure and momentum and creativity. Another set on trust and feeling rooted and held. Another on reciprocity, community, and feeling connected. And these then guide you through the full year. Again, painting with mud here. Another colour map of the autumn woods. Some pressings. This is me measuring 2 oaks that I was enjoying time with in the woods, which I've written about on Substack. Measuring their circumference and then estimating their years from that. So the first one is 96 years old and the other one was 123 years old, according to my calculations. And it was just really amazing to think of how old these oaks were. In Rewild Your Soul, I'll lead you through an earth painting workshop, and this is painting with the mud from my garden. I really love the symmetry of these 2 mark makings. I think I made them with a grass brush that I made. This is painting with the wind. So I dipped an oak leaf from a tree into ink and then held the page up to the oak leaf and allowed the oak leaf to paint on the page. Thinking about my own roots, my own mycelial network and what I want to strengthen, what I want to prune back. My drawing of an ancestor ritual that I did. This is for the dream adventure, which was just closed just this week. This winter, I want to be brave and go slowly with open heart and ears to feel the quiet, powerful stories of the stars and ancestors. I want to feel vast, lying in the ocean of stars, grief and love, beauty and magic and wild. My daughter said me too. Drawing with a silver birch twig, the forest. This is from a drawing of the forest. There's me drawing the shapes of moving snowdrops. Again, another Stories of the Winter Stars. This is when I ran a free night sky workshop, course where you could get to know the night sky. Unfortunately, it was really cloudy this February, so I barely got to see any. Obviously, I've finished it, so, imperfect. Me starting to get to know this beautiful constellation, Eridanus, which is a river constellation. I want to finish this. It's not quite finished. So I hope you get an idea of how the wild journal is really integral for me as we go through my year-long program, Rewild Your Soul. And if you're interested in joining, you will, when you join, first few people to join before the 18th of March, you will get free access to my course, Your Wild Journal, as well. So you can which teaches you how to get started with wild journaling like this in 7 days. And then you will also, teaches you how to identify a project to keep you going as well. But you won't need that if you're in Rewild Your Soul. You'll have plenty to get on with and enjoy. So thank you for joining me. I hope you gave it a go, a bit of drawing. Let me know if you did. Send me your pictures of your bird song, especially if you're watching the replay as well. And I will see you again in a month's time for another one of these Studio and Wild sessions. It's been so lovely hanging out with you all. If you have any questions, please let me know. I can't really read my... Oh, Sharon, your journal's such a treasure. Thank you. I do love them very much. And even if you just do 1 or 2 of these kind of exercises in Rewild Your Soul, they will stay with you and you'll be able to look back on them and be portal back to that time and that memory just by looking at them and spending time with them. Have a lovely rest of your days. If you'd like to join us in Rewild Your Soul, come and sign up. You'll get your free access to Your Wild Journal. And yeah, we start next Friday with a nest adventure, exploring nesting birds and our own needs for being held by a home, be that the house, the land, your community during these very uncertain and turbulent times. So come and join us. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care, everybody.